Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Sure hope Miss Drysdale's gonna like this crawdad gumbo.
She's bound to, Granny. It's a dandy New Year's present.
Well, I got Granny to take a peace offering over to Miss Drysdale. I got Ellie to go along and see they don't scrap.
Good idea.
I am bound and determined we're going to start off the new year being friends with... You having another breakfast?
No, sir. This is the same one I was eating when you left. I just run out of milk.
Oh, you put away victuals like they're going out of style.
Shucks, fella gets hungry spooning half the night.
Spooning half the night? You?
Well, not just me. There was a girl, too.
Oh, good, good. Well, maybe you better tell me more about it.
You've been saying as how we got to start the New Year friends with Mrs. Drysdale. So I've been spooning with her maid.
How's that going to make us friends with Miss Drysdale?
Well, I ain't sure that it is. But anything that much fun is worth trying.
Well, I'll settle for that.
Boy, she sure is pretty. Kind of dumb, but awful pretty.
Kind of dumb, huh?
Yeah, like we was standing at the front door saying goodnight. Hugging, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, after we hugged a while, she says, Jethro, she says, there's a dandy big sofa in the front hall. Would you like to go in and sit down? And I says, no, thanks.
You says no?
No, thanks.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're polite about it.
Well, then we hugged some. Then we kissed some. And then she says, Jethro, she says, that's an awful nice sofa. You sure you wouldn't like to go in and sit down? And I says, no, thanks. So then we went to hugging, kissing.
Jethro, why didn't you go in and sit on the sofa?
Heck, fire, Uncle Jed. I wanted to stay out there with her.
Boy, someday I gotta have a long talk with you.
What about?
Politics?
Oh, don't bother, Uncle Jed. I done decided to be a brain surgeon.
Too bad. Country's lost a great leader.
Oh, Miss Drysdale's in the hospital.
Doggone it, Granny promised me she wouldn't wallop her.
Well, Granny didn't wallop her. She's in the hospital for something else. Granny's finding out what.
Ellie Mae, why in the world are you wearing them raggedy old clothes?
Well, you said you didn't want me wearing them tight pants no more.
What do you got against wearing dresses?
Well, they's awfully unhandy in climbing trees and chasing Johnny across Miss Drysdale's roof.
Who in the jumping blue blazes is Johnny, and what's he doing on Miss Drysdale's roof?
Help! Help! Quick, Jed! Get your gun, a bear is after me!
Bear?
Chase me all the way from Miss Drysdale's!
Shame on you, Johnny.
Uh-oh, Ellie's been to the zoo again.
Ain't he cute? The critter doctor over to the zoo letting me keep him till he's weaned.
Ellie Mae, you get him out of here.
Yeah, you ain't gonna wean him on me.
No, Johnny. You'll have to eat outside.
Well, Granny, did you find out why Miss Drysdale's in the hospital?
Bad case of nerves.
Oh, I wonder what brought that on.
I don't know. But I'm gonna whomp up my special nerve tonic and take it to her.
That's the spirit. Now's the time that poor woman needs neighbors like us.
Milburn, I am staying right here until you do something about those dreadful neighbors.
Margaret, have a heart. This room costs $75 a day.
Wait until you get the bill for the specialist who is flying out from New York.
Ah, Margaret, that's cruel.
Yes. I'm striking you at your one sensitive spot, your wallet.
Now, sweetie, the Clampets
Milburn,
aren't at all...
it is my New Year's resolution not to return home until you have rid the neighborhood of those untouchables. Come in.
Dr. Stuyvesant has arrived.
Good day. I got here as quickly as I could.
Oh, Doctor, what a shame you had to fly out from New York.
Well, actually, I didn't. I was vacationing when I got the call.
Oh, good.
I flew directly from the Riviera. And now let's have a look at our patient and see what we can do for those nerves.
All right, Ellie. Have you got the dried beetles?
Yes, sir.
How about the bat wings and the spider legs?
Right here.
Fine. Now we can commence to start making Mrs. Drysdale's nerve-soothing tonic. I'll start with my rheumatism medicine first. That always gets things a-going. Well, it's pretty near New Year's. Ready? Set? Go! Platoon route! Snakeboard! Dog bane! Coal oil! Spoon! Sassafras bark! Angle dust! Red bitters! Black bitters! Wahoo bark! Turpentine! Tongs! Stand back, child. I'm fixing to drop in my tonic starter.
How's your tonic coming, Granny?
Best batch I ever made. Has pretty near 4 feet of lid lift.
And Granny ain't even put in her dried beetles, bat wings, nor spider legs.
Doggies, this ought to quieten Miss Drysdale's nerves.
Oh, how is she, Doctor? Nothing wrong, I hope?
Mr. Drysdale, your wife is as sound as a dollar.
Oh, no. That sick? Oh, I see. You mean she's all right. I'm a banker, aware of inflation and all that. I'll drive you to the airport, and we'll discuss your fee on the way. This has been a very bad year for bankers.
Mr. Drysdale, there is nothing wrong with your wife physically, but she is in a state of great emotional distress.
Well, aren't we all? Financial reverses, taxes, bad investments.
Her condition has nothing to do with money.
Well, then it can't be serious.
Your wife has a very definite psychoneurotic anxiety syndrome stemming from her conflict with your next-door neighbors. And I feel some cathartic discourse might be efficacious.
Boy, that sounds expensive.
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. Your office is on the telephone. Dr. Stuyvesant, Mrs. Drysdale is calling for you.
All right, let her get it off her chest.
All right, get a move on, everybody. Time's a-wasting. Gotta get down to the hospital.
Hey, Uncle Jed. See what I picked? Ain't they pretty?
Sure are. I was uncommon thoughtful of you, Jethro. I'm right proud of you.
Well, thank you. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take these next door and steal a kiss.
Now, hold on. Didn't you pick them for Miss Drysdale?
Heck no. These is for the maid.
You pick some more for the maid. You give those to Miss Drysdale.
All right, but I ain't gonna kiss her.
That's fair enough. Get on the truck.
I'm ready to go, Jed.
You got your tonic?
Right in here. Uh-oh.
Sound like a bottle of the Might Green.
I best put it back in the crock and let it work some more.
You'd best hurry.
You see, Pa? I told you dresses wasn't no good for climbing trees or chasing that bear across Miss Drysdale's roof.
Hey! What was that?
Something tells me Granny didn't make it.
You're right, Jed. I bottled it of Mike Green's, but I got plenty more aging in the crock.
Well, while you women folks is doing what you have to, Jethro and I'll take a ride over to the hospital and talk to Miss Drysdale. It'll cheer her up considerable just to know help's on the way. Let her roll, Jethro.
My very first encounter with those dreadful hillbillies was a traumatic shock.
Hillbillies? Living next door to you?
Yes. Oh, Milburn tried his best to keep me from meeting them. And how I wish he'd succeeded.
Milburn, what is the matter with you? Milburn, let go. Let go, you hear me? Let go, I say. Let go, you beast.
Step aside, lady. I'll shoot it.
Now, let me get this straight, Mrs. Drysdale. He shot your fox fur?
Blew it to tatters.
Well, isn't it rather unusual for residents of the most exclusive section of Beverly Hills to walk around carrying guns?
Not the Clampetts. Once they subjected us to armed invasion.
Armed invasion?
I can still see them descending on us like a band of frontier outlaws. Horrible! My nerves are shattered, living next door to those lawless, predatory savages.
Why haven't you sought police protection?
My husband won't let me. They have $40 million in his bank.
Lawless, predatory savages with $40 million?
Oh, it means nothing to them. They still live in primitive squalor.
On an estate in Beverly Hills.
Their home is a veritable castle. Yet one day I found them occupying a crude shack beside the swimming pool.
Well, morning, Miss Drysdale.
What is this?
Well, there's a cabin, just like the one back home.
But this is Beverly Hills. You have a mansion. Why do you want this?
It's a surprise for Granny. She's been kind of homesick for the hills lately.
You pushed your call button, Mrs. Drysdale?
I did, nurse.
Right away, Doctor.
And now then, Mrs. Drysdale, let's get back to that beautiful Clampett castle with the chickens and the hogs.
And the possums and the raccoons and that dreadful creature that runs across my roof at night, its claws clicking.
Oh? Well, what do you suppose that could be?
My husband doesn't believe me, but I think it's a bear.
A bear?
Yes. Oh, that's nothing. Their goat once ate my hat while driving down Wilshire Boulevard.
The goat was driving down Wilshire Boulevard?
No, Jethro. You see, they'd insisted on driving me to the bank, and Ellie thrust this baby goat in my arms.
And it ate your hat?
No, her mother ate my hat.
Ellie's mother?
No, the goat's mother. It was riding on the truck with me.
Truck?
Right through the middle of Beverly Hills.
Get out of the way! One side, everybody, get out of the way!
Please, please.
We's doing the best we can, Miss Drysdale. That's the ticket, Miss Drysdale, making noise like a siren.
Oh, my friends saw me. It was so humiliating.
Ah, yes. Thank you, nurse. Here we are. You drink it right down. It'll calm your nerves.
Good.
And you're going to have a nice sleep. And when you wake up, you'll have some new dreams to tell me.
But I haven't been telling you dreams.
Oh, of course you haven't.
Come with me and I'll show you.
No, I don't think you're quite ready to leave the hospital.
Oh, nonsense. I'm only here so my husband will listen to me.
That's my job. I like listening to you. That's it. Now, I don't want to hear any more talk about leaving the hospital. We're your friends here. We're going to protect you from those millionaire savages who live in that gingerbread castle with the goats and bears and those other creatures. See that Mrs. Drysdale isn't disturbed, and let me have her chart, please.
We can get in this way, Uncle Jed.
Reckon we'll have to, the way they chased us off downstairs.
This is it, Uncle Jed. Mrs. Drysdale's name is right on the door.
Kind of gloomy in here.
Sure is.
Appears like Miss Drysdale's asleep.
Miss Drysdale, you asleep?
Get through? Find some place to put the flowers. I'll see if I can cheerful it up in here for when she wakes up. Nice view. I'll open the window.
Let's move her bed over there.
Good idea. Yeah, that's a ticket.
Hey, Uncle Jed, what do you reckon these buttons are for?
Leave them alone, Jethro. Let's go.
Should we go fetch Granny and Ellie now?
Yep, and the nerve tonic. We'll have Miss Drysdale out of this hospital in no time.
Now, we're not going to try and escape again, are we?
But I didn't escape.
I know, but you mustn't even try. It's dangerous to jump out a window, even if you have a nice, soft mattress to land on.
But I didn't jump out a window.
Well, then how did you get out there in those bushes?
I don't know. Unless the hillbillies did it.
Oh? Are they here now in the hospital?
Yes. I saw two of them leering at me. And the next thing I remember, I was flying through the air.
On your magic mattress?
Yes. No! Oh, I don't know. I just want to lie down.
Yes, of course.
Her bed is ready, Doctor.
Oh, fine.
Here you are, Doctor.
Oh, thank you. This should keep her in her room for a while.
Handle it gentle, Jed.
I will.
Is it behaving?
Don't hear a peep out of it.
Does it take long to get to that hospital?
No, but it takes some doing to get to Mrs. Drysdale's room. You got to go up what they call a fire escape.
How come?
They won't let you pass the first floor.
Funny thing, too, when I said that we'd come to see Miss Drysdale, this woman said, Miss Drysdale ain't having no visitors. So I said, I reckon she's lonely. I'm glad we come.
And she still wouldn't let us in.
That's a fact. She made us feel about as welcome as a muddy dog at a church wedding.
Let's go.
What's that for?
Miss Drysdale, Granny says it's right soothing to have a critter to pet.
I had in mind a pussy cat. That raccoon seems a mite skittish.
Oh, she'll be all right once she gets in bed with Miss Drysdale.
Let her roll, Jethro.
Well, how's my wife? Ready to check out?
She's resting, Mr. Drysdale. She'll probably sleep for 4 or 5 hours.
Not at these rates, she won't. I'll go wake her up.
Mr. Drysdale, I don't think you appreciate the seriousness of your wife's condition. She has a psychotic fixation about those Clampetts.
Oh, they're wonderful people. She imagines things.
In my field, imagination can sometimes be more real than reality itself.
Good. Just imagine your fee's been paid, and I'll run you out to the airport.
Oh, let's go down to the cafeteria and discuss this over a cup of coffee.
That I can afford.
How's your skydiver? I don't think she'll jump any more today. I don't think she'll wake up any more today. Boy, is her husband a cheapskate. Look at these flowers he sent her.
Way that woman downstairs mean-mouthed us was plumb disgraceful, and me a doctor, too.
Didn't even cut no mustard when I told her that I was pretty near a brain surgeon.
Yeah, and the way she cut loose on poor Helen got her all skittish.
She looked at us like we was a bunch of nuts.
I reckon in a hospital, you got to be careful to keep out the wrong kind of people.
So?
So she made a mistake.
Kind of dark in here.
They got it gloomed up again, Uncle Jed.
Well, we know how to fix that.
Somebody stole my flowers.
Now you see why they got to try to keep out the wrong kind of people.
I got your nerve medicine, Miss Drysdale. Make you sleep real good.
Appears like she's sleeping real good right now.
Wake her up, Ellie, so I can give her my medicine.
Well, that don't make a whole heap of sense, Granny.
Who's the doctor around here, you or me?
Wake her up, Ellie.
Miss Drysdale? Miss Drysdale?
Appears like she's sleeping too good to tonic.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, we can always come back later.
Granny, you gonna leave your medicine here?
Of course not. It takes a first-class doctor to give that. And you ain't likely to find one of them in a hospital.
Let's move her bed up alongside the window again, Jethro, so she'll have something cheerful to look at when she wakes up.
Yes, sir. Well, I sure wish I knew what these here buttons were for.
Leave him alone, boy.
We gotta do everything we can to get her out of here.
We will, Granny.
Mrs. Drysdale, you promised you wouldn't jump out the window again.
I didn't.
Yes, you did, and I'm very upset with you.
So am I, Margaret. They're billing me for all those bushes you keep flattening.
Oh, listen to me. The hillbillies are here
Again?
with a raccoon.
Oh, really, Margaret?
Now, don't you worry. There's something on the way that will make those nasty old hillbillies disappear.
Her bed is ready, Doctor.
Fine. I want restrainers on her this time.
Yes, sir. Here you are, Doctor.
Oh, thank you. Well, if she gets out after this, she really has got a magic mattress.
Miss Drysdale ought to be awake by now.
Yeah, let's get back to the hospital.
I declare, sleeping sounder than ever.
Jethro, quit playing with the buttons and come on.
Come on, Granny.
Wait a minute. It ain't fitting for no doctor to climb down a fire escape. I'm using the stairs.
Here. What are you doing on this floor?
We come to see Miss Drysdale.
Mrs. Drysdale's not allowed to have visitors.
Nor fresh air, nor sunshine neither. What kind of a hospital are you running here?
Now, Granny.
You must all leave immediately.
Don't you sass me, I'm a doctor.
Simmer down, Granny.
I have half a mind to take Miss Drysdale out of here.
Well, Granny, I reckon that'll learn you not to lose your temper.
Well, tarnation, Jed. Who'd have thought they'd take it out on poor, sick Miss Drysdale?
Well, they did. They chucked her right out the window into the bushes.
Look, she's still sleeping.
Let's get her upstairs.
Maybe it all happened for the best, Jed. She'll get better a heap quicker here than she would at that hospital with them spiteful nurses.
Grab a hold, Jethro.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here?
This has been a Filmways presentation.